Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
We begin tonight with the weather. Exact Track 4D radar lit up with a lot of green, and of course rain has been falling all day.
And now to a live look from our sky cam over a soggy Mount Clemens tonight. It isn't any better to the west either. Live pictures from our Ann Arbor sky cam where fog has settled in there. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devon Skillion. Don't you want to wipe that
That's
off
right.
as you're watching it? Forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams with how long this rain's going to stick around. Kim.
I would say more like this.
Yeah.
Get it out of here. Unfortunately, we're going to have these showers around here for the next several hours. So if you have outdoor plans tonight, the kids have sporting events. A lot of those have now been canceled, including the Tigers game for tonight. Raining in Hamtramck, moderate rain in Dearborn, Royal Oak, Farmington Hills, Livonia getting some rain at this hour. Also Plymouth and Northville, and we'll go up into parts of Macomb County where there's light rain in New Baltimore, Chesterfield, Macomb, Utica, and in Sterling Heights. Visibility has been kind of off and on with reduced visibility in Pontiac, also now at Metro Airport down to 1.5 miles. These are in miles here. 2-mile visibility in Howell. Ann Arbor has 3 miles, although last hour it was down to 1 mile. So definitely some patchy fog in and around Metro Detroit. This evening we'll continue to see the showers as temperatures drop down not very far from where we are right now. We stay pretty much in the low 50s. There is more rain for the weekend, but not an entire washout. We'll time it out in the forecast.
Okay, Kim, our other top story tonight. Detroit police confirm a person of interest has been taken into custody in the death of Dr. Devon Hoover.
The neurosurgeon killed inside his home in Detroit's Boston Edison district. Mara McDonald alive at that home tonight, and police are now confirming what we've assumed all along, Mara. This was not a random attack.
That's right, Devin. Dr. Hoover knew his attacker. It's one of the reasons there was no sign of forced entry onto his home. But I think there's an important distinction that needs to be made here. The person of interest who is in custody on an unrelated warrant to this. Take a listen to the language the chief uses here.
We're confident that this person has information about what transpired.
Police aren't calling the man taken into custody around 12:15 this morning a suspect yet, but the two did know each other.
Are you comfortable characterizing what the relationship was between these two?
I am not comfortable doing that at this point. I think that would be irresponsible of me to do that until I know more information. Right now, though, we are happy to have a person of interest who we can question, and we are confident as a policing agency that this person knows something about what occurred.
Dr. Hoover was found shot in the head multiple times on Sunday, his body hidden in an upstairs attic crawl space. He'd been wrapped in a blanket. Police got a call from his out-of-state family concerned when Hoover didn't show up when they were expecting him. When police got to his home,
they were quickly concerned about some of the things that they saw. And as a result, they went into the home, and the rest is where we find ourselves today.
The shock at the murder of a talented neurosurgeon, universally described as kind and generous to a fault, is overwhelming. Patients, friends, and neighbors outspoken in their love for Dr. Hoover for his many kindnesses, whether it was opening his landmark home for neighborhood events or his bedside manner.
If you know anything or you have any idea, like, tell somebody, because this man did nothing besides amazing things for people.
Back here live, Dr. Hoover's funeral is scheduled for this weekend. The word we're getting out of the DPD is they expect to be able to release more information shortly. We're live in Boston Edison. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
And we will follow it hour by hour. All right, Mara. Steve Leveron, the so-called hockey doc, facing more than a dozen charges of sexual assault, was back in court today facing a new accuser.
In this case, it's a 27-year-old woman accusing Leveron of sexually assaulting her in a regular urology exam. Rod Maloney is live in Bloomfield Hills tonight. Rod, this case is pretty different from the others.
Yeah, it is, because it was young male hockey players who had been making the accusations against Dr. Leveron. And if you'll remember back when these first broke, the police were asking for help, and anybody who might have issues with Dr. Leveron should contact them, and that's exactly what happened in this case. And so this woman went to prosecutors. They have now charged him with 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct, and today was the preliminary exam.
I feel like they're just dirty and unclean and that there's something wrong with me.
The young woman went to see Dr. Leveron last August on a referral from one of her many doctors. She claimed Leveron asked her many sexually explicit questions and then digitally abused her after catheterizing her for a urine sample, with the nurse in the room.
I see doctors almost multiple times a week, and I'm traumatized to go to the doctor now, and it's already hard enough.
At age 27, she suffers from a number of chronic illnesses, underwent a hysterectomy last summer, and was dealing with its after effects. She testified the minute she left the exam, she called her parents.
It seemed very unprofessional, and I said it was very creepy, and I didn't like the vibe, and it was horrifying at that point.
Defense counsel Jonathan Jones questioned her how this exam might have been misconstrued.
You did not take the meds he gave you?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because I did not trust. After what happened, I couldn't take the medication at this point. The questions and everything that happened was so unprofessional.
Noting that she later went to another urologist who gave her the same medication and did a digital exam. And she did tell the court that she did take that medication, the exact medication that Dr. Leveron had prescribed for her. The preliminary exam is going to continue now on May 8th because the testimony is now concluded there. They're going to be bringing in some experts, and the judge is going to rule on whether there's enough evidence thereafter. Back to you.
I'm just curious, are there any other women accusing Leveron of abuse?
Well, when we came here to the courthouse this morning, we were expecting to hear testimony from 2 women, and it turns out that one of them did not show, and so that case has been shelved, at least for the time being.
Yeah, okay. Rod, thanks.
A 15-year-old was killed, 4 other teenagers injured after fleeing police, rolling over and crashing. Around 2 o'clock this morning in Blackman Township near Jackson, police say they tried to pull over a speeding Jeep that would not stop. The Jeep then crashed and rolled over, ejecting 2 teenagers. Police say the Jeep continued on and crashed a second time near Michigan Avenue and Detman Road. All 5 teenagers were injured. A 15-year-old who was ejected died at the scene.
Okay, Bernie's here now with his Lions making a real splash, belly flop, I don't know, in the draft.
Well, it depends on who you're listening to. They traded down, which a lot of people liked, and then not everybody liked what they did with those next 2 picks.
I would say stunned would be a better word than did not like, 2 words. But there was barely a mention of Jahmyr Gibbs of Alabama, that he'd be drafted as high as number 12 overall. He's a running back, and one hadn't been drafted that high in years. Even Gibbs said last night he was surprised. We've got highlights of Gibbs, 5'9", 199, ran the 40 in 4.39, has blazing speed. ESPN said the odds were 99% that Gibbs would be around when the Lions picked at 18. The linebacker Jack Campbell of Iowa was their selection at 18, and that stunned a lot of people also. The odds that he'd be around at 34 on round 2 with 96% on ESPN, and of course that doesn't come up till tonight. Of course, we're not dealing with mock drafts when it comes to General Manager Brad Holmes. He made the picks with extensive research, he says, and he's got a pretty good track record of that. Jamie Edmonds listened to both number 1s today in Allen Park, and she joins us live right now. Good evening, Jamie.
Good evening, Bernie. Beautiful day in the neighborhood here in Allen Park. Not 1, but 2 first-rounders in the building. As you said, we thought it would be a 6 and an 18. Instead, the Lions traded down to number 12 and picked running back Jahmyr Gibbs. Highest running back they've picked since Barry. Then they picked Jack Campbell, Butkus Award winner, best linebacker in the country. Both of them humble, both happy to be here. I asked Gibbs if he saw the reaction after the pick and if he feels like he has to prove something now.
I saw the reaction, it felt good knowing that the organization had that much trust in me to pick me at that, like at number 12, where, running backs don't usually get picked. So it meant a lot to me. It showed that I am valued, that they do care.
Just an unbelievable feeling. And I feel like every prospect's going to come up here and say, like, words can't describe how it feels, and they truly can't. It's such a blessing and an honor to be here.
Both great guys. You know, you can kind of see why they were picked in the first round. Bernie, I know you like fun facts. Well, Jack Campbell doesn't really do social media. He says he'd rather hang out with people, so that'll probably change now that he's an NFLer. And I asked Gibbs if he'd watch Hard Knocks. Does he know what biting kneecaps means? And he sort of laughed and looked confused. He said, I have no idea. I said, watch Hard Knocks. You'll know what I'm talking about. We're live in Allen Park. Jamie Edmonds, back to you.
Got to do some more homework, I would think, out there. Anyway, Jamie, thank you. Stay dry. By the way, ESPN's reporting that the Lions have gotten a number of calls about DeAndre Swift. Once they picked Gibbs, Swift appeared available.
Like Jack Campbell doesn't know what it is, but he is definitely a kneecap biter. That's why they brought him. Yeah. All right, Brittany.
Thanks, Bernie. All right, well, today we are looking for Detroit's next big voice. Auditions for our Go For It singing contest are underway at Laurel Park Place in Livonia. Paula Tutman is there live for us tonight. Paula, folks still have time to get out there and give it their best shot.
You still have time. We're going to be here until 7. This is Izzy, who's singing right now. And listen, this is tough to be able to sing in public like this. But you know what? You got to have the chops. You got to get it done because, of course, if you win, it's a great opportunity to be an ambassador for our brand, Local 4. But you sing at the fireworks contest. You win prizes. You get coaching. By the way, speaking of coaching, okay, listen, I know that Diva, just for a quick second, because I just want to introduce you to one of our judges. And I know that you've heard her enough. This is Mary Callahan Lynch, who is really, you were a coach for Aretha Franklin, founder of Motor City Lyric Opera. Have you heard Good Voices? What are you hearing?
I have heard Good Voices. And I think what people don't realize is auditioning is more stressful than performing.
Wow.
It really is. Once you get the gig, you can relax a bit. So I'm very proud of your contestants. It takes courage.
How did Izzy do? I mean, it seems she was nervous, but
you could see that she got her act together. She was nervous, thinking of the words, and then she relaxed.
Yeah, thank you so much for being a judge. Hopefully I didn't take you away too much and you're able to hear her saying, okay, get back to work, Mary. Get back to work. Okay, Laurel Park Place, we are here until 7 o'clock this evening. And then, of course, if you can't make it to Livonia, Somerset Collection tomorrow starting at 10. Izzy, good job, by the way. Yay on you. Thank you. Hey, guys, we'll see you back here in just a few moments. We'll have another wrap-up.
Online auditions start next week, so there's a lot of ways to get involved with this.
It's
all right,
great.
Paul, that's great to see the folks that so badly want to be a part of this.